Happy Book Talk Tuesday. I want to talk to you a little bit today about those Wimpy Kid books and Big Nate books. A lot of you love Wimpy Kid and Big Nate, Dork Diaries. Y'all love those books. And you only read those books. And when you have read through all of them and your teacher says you need to find something to read, but you don't want to read anything, you just start over again with Wimpy Kid, or you start over again with Big Nate, whatever you can find. There are other books out there that are really good. I mean, I think it's great that you have found things that you love and you want to read them over and over again, but there really are other good things out there. So I want to talk to you about them today because maybe you didn't know. So James Patterson is the author we're going to be talking about today. James Patterson. So your parents would know James Patterson by his adult books. He's been writing adult books for many, many years. And he started writing books for like middle school age kids, middle grade kids, and into high school. Because his son didn't like to read, and he was trying to write books that he knew that his son would like to read, and friends of his son would want to read them. So he knows that kids like funny. He knows that kids like adventure and suspense, but he especially knows kids like funny. So that's what makes them really, really awesome. The other thing is, in his books, they're not all just pages full of words. There are also illustrations in the book. So as you're reading, you're going to come across illustrations as well. So it's not just the words that you are reading. You're also, I know there was one. Okay, so there are also other things involved in the book. So he writes this series. This series is not with Chris Gravenstein. I can't remember who he writes this series with. Oh, Chris Tebbets. That's who he writes the series with. So they, as a team, do a great job. So in the first middle school book, this is number 11. There's like, I don't know, 14 or 15 of them now. But in the first middle school book, Rafe Cacciatorian is going into middle school, and he decides he's just going to break every rule he can in school. That is his goal. He's going to give himself points for these things. What the code of conduct that he signed, he's going to just ignore all of that. Well, he does that for a while, and then it catches up with him, and it, as this rule breaking tends to do, it gets you in a bit of a pickle. So he has to decide what he's going to do and how he's going to handle middle school and all the things that go along with it without being in trouble the whole time. So it's funny. But the books all follow Rafe in middle school. House of Robots is a 3-book series, and Sammy, I believe is his name. Yes, Sammy, his house is full of robots. His parents build them. They have them everywhere. And Sammy has built his own robot that's really a genius. And so his mom has decided Sammy is going to take this robot to school. And he is dreading taking this robot to school because the robot walks and talks and actually thinks it's Sammy's sibling. And it's really, really smart. Well, the robot could actually uncover something pretty awesome for the family, but they have to be willing to accept that. But anyway, that's a good one. And it's funny. And there's pictures, so it's not just the words. There are also illustrations throughout. It's an illustrated novel is what I call them. I don't know if there's an official name, but that's what I call them. Treasure Hunters, the Treasure Hunters series. This is good if you like adventure. So the kids, there are 2 siblings in this book, and their parents are pirates of pirates. So they go and find shipwrecks, and they take the things that have been stolen. They're recovering things that were stolen. They go to pirate ships and take things that they have taken. So in the first book, the kids' parents are missing. They don't know where their parents are. They are missing. Well, they have pirates that are trying to come take things off their boat and people trying to sabotage them. And they are trying to play it cool, like everything's fine. Their parents are just busy right now. They're just not available. And, you can only do that so long and keep that going for so long. So it's good. It's funny. It's adventure. It's suspenseful. There are illustrations as well. So as you're reading this, it's not just words in the whole book. There are also illustrations in there as well. So it looks like it's long. It looks very long, but it's really not as long as it looks. None of these books are as long as they look. I love iFunny. This series is about a kid who wants to grow up and be a stand-up comedian. which is kind of funny because he's in a wheelchair. But he jokes about it. He is in a wheelchair because of something very unfortunate that happened, and his family was in an accident. His parents died, and so he's living with his awful aunt and uncle and terrible cousin, and they are just not kind to him and treat him like dirt. And he could easily be grumpy and be angry and just take that out on other people, but he doesn't. He channels that in a very positive way, and he is determined to be a stand-up comedian, and he is very funny. So again, illustrations in the book. So it's not just all words in there. And then Dog Diaries is another series. So this is written from the point of view of a dog. This one, the Christmas one, is this dog is trying to navigate what Christmas is. He just went through Thanksgiving and he ate the turkey. And I guess the owner has not figured that out yet. He's got he doesn't know who this Saint Lick is. And he also, he doesn't understand why strange humans called Carol come and howl at the front door. Anyway, I love it. I can only imagine my dog thinking how crazy people were at Christmas. So that makes that book even more funny. Okay, he has books. And so a lot of these he's written also with Chris Gravenstein. Chris Gravenstein is also another funny author. He wrote the Mr. Limoncello series and the Wonderland, Welcome to Wonderland series. Okay, so these books, like Cat versus Dog, it's a standalone book so far. I don't think there's another series in here, but this is a standalone book. Pottymouth and Stupid is another one. Word of Mouse, and this one is written from a mouse's point of view. I loved this one, and I am not a fan of mice. Jacky Ha-Ha, I talked about this, the first book. There's only two of them that I know of. I talked about the first one a while back, but these are also a good one. And it looks like it's long, but it's not really. There's illustrations on the pages, so don't stress out. Well, I know there are. Don't stress out about it. Okay. And then he also has some that are James Patterson Presents. So he didn't write these. Michael Fry wrote the How to Be a Supervillain series, but James Patterson endorses them and publishes these books. So this kid his family is just like very well-known supervillains. And this kid is a terrible supervillain, like awful. He can't be a supervillain to really save his life. So his parents are determined to change this and to teach him how to be a supervillain. And they are just calling in all the big guns for this one because they need him to be a supervillain, not nice. That's what they don't want to be nice. So if you are looking for something to read and you've read Wimpy Kid already and you've read Big Nate already, this is a great place to go. Now, I'm not saying you have to read the whole entire book. If you read half of the book and you think, I don't know, it's not what I thought it was, that's fine. But give it time. Read at least half before you decide you don't like the book, because sometimes it takes the books a while to where you're really interested. I don't think that's the case for any of the James Patterson books because they all seem to be really good from the beginning. So give them a chance. Branch out. These are great, great books. I hope that you guys saw something that you would like to read today. And I hope that you have a great day and that you go read lots of books.